Hey now, we got sports, folks. Yep, it's all over the place. This place is splattered with sports. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, there's like big, giant chunks of sports dripping all over the place around here. It's actually kind of disgusting when you think about it. I mean, that's how much sports we've got. It's one of those things, you know. Hey, why don't I get this thing shared around here so we can get into the sports? I mean, I'm going to have to take a squeegee to this place later. And just to get all the sports off the walls. There's a lot of sports. Just, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of sports that's dripping all over the place. I don't know how we got this much sports just out of control. It's just Marty Vickers saying, hey, you, what it do, nephew? Hey, I hope that birthday dinner's going well. But really, there's just, the place is splattered with sports. Giant, dripping chunks of sports all over. It's, I got two choices. I can either hose the place down. Well, three choices. I could sandblast it, or I can take a squeegee to all the sports that we got around here, just, dripping. But we got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, and by the way, special added feature tonight, no Mike Guido. Well, actually, that's every night. But I'm just pointing it out tonight because I think that'll increase viewership. This program will be Mike Guido free. You should hear the guy. Just take a listen. Take the Mike Guido challenge. Listen to my show. Listen to his show. I swear to you, you're gonna, I think I will do well in that comparison. I just do. Morty Vick says, "Oh, what, for reals?" Yeah, for reals. I'm hoping you guys are having a great birthday today for Rosie Williams. I'm hopeful that's going well. You know, birthdays are special. I don't celebrate my birthday really anymore because I'm old. But I do have a little spring in my step. And I always get myself something kind of nice. You know, I do myself a little solid here and there. But I think they're special. Those are, nice times, birthdays. Nice. It's nice when nice things happen to people who are nice. So you got to always have a nice birthday. Mike Guido, never heard of her. Well, give Mike a listen, and that'll be less of a joke, but twice as funny somehow. I'm not kidding. Just give a listen. Let's see here. I have one more. That one there. Now we'll do our Twitter. If you got anything you want me to tweet, let me know right now. That is if Twitter cooperates with me. Dolores Colbert is here. She says, yowza. And I think she means it. I think she's dead level serious about that. Let's see here. YouTube, we got live streaming, hashtag sports talk, hashtag MLB Playoffs, hashtag NFL, hashtag MLS, hashtag USA, hashtag Leon. Was it going to give it to me? Is it going to give me that? Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. I'm going to get there. Oops, I telegraphed one of my stories. Daggone it. All right, there we go. Tweet City. All done. Oh, I should have checked for your... there's none there. I did get it. Real talk. I looked him up, and, well, I don't really get it. Yeah. Well, you got to listen. You got to give it a listen. Otherwise, it's not as funny. Well, the first time I heard him, I was on my Skype line with the Wolf, and I when I do that, any sound I play on my computer, the other person gets to hear. And I tapped into his deal, and we both just started laughing, like really hard. It was, and then I thought, that dude's on a network. And I got, 15 followers here. Something's not right. That's what I says to myself. I says, something's not right. You know what is right, though, is doing the sports. So let's get this thing started.
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
but he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire. Yo, he even got the last name. And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
Mm-hmm. No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
Well, you're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Let me answer that. That is an absolute crock of you people in the news media, all of you dwell on some negative piece of like that. And I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Hi, I'm Jim Harbaugh of the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Hey, it's another great Thursday night. No NFL game tonight, but we do have the Sports Spectacular. I'm Tom Gulley. Number to call is 817-522-3948. We will be talking Major League Baseball playoffs. Big signing in the NFL. There's some other stories of note. And this will be a Mike Guido free program. So don't trouble your pretty little heart about that. Also, very special event. It is Rosie Williams' birthday. And of course, Chef Morty Vicker has prepared only the finest, most sumptuous delights for her to enjoy on this, her birthday. There you go. Dolores Colbert says they're playing at Arlington Stadium. Yes, they are. Dodgers and the, Braves already have a game completed. And we'll tell you about that as well. Not going to be happy about it, I guarantee you. You're not going to like it. But we'll tell you about it. We know how to break the bad sports news to you here on the Tom Gulley Show. That's one thing I'll tell you right now. Currently, in that ball game in Arlington that Dolores mentioned, middle of the sixth, the Dodgers won, Atlanta won. Sadly, today, Correa hit a walk-off homer. Astros 4, Rays 3. Tampa Bay leads the series 3-2, and they're going to Game 6. Big signing in the NFL. I think it's a good one. We'll see what you think. The Clippers have a new coach. Nick Saban's doing great, hoping to face Georgia. And I'm going to tell you why, although I like the Ravens, mostly because of Lamar Jackson, they're a bunch of punks. They just need to... Man, wait till you hear this story. I'll probably go on a rant. Anyway, that's what we got coming your way tonight on the Sports Spectacular. Not a lot of sports. We'll get through it as quick as possible and let you get back to your evening, especially if you're celebrating your wife's birthday. If you've got a wife's birthday on, because that's sports too. You could win big or you could lose big. I think Morty's going to win big because he bought expensive meats. The way to a woman's heart is expensive meats. There's other ways too, but that's one of the ways. At any rate, like I mentioned, middle of the sixth, the Dodgers won, Atlanta won. Tampa Bay, oh man, they're still up 3-2. And by the way, I think the Dodgers got to win this game. I don't think they have any choice. They don't win this one, I think it's pretty much over. They could come back, but man. Dolores says, hope Pittsburgh tears the Ravens up again. Bring it. Morty Vickers says, I hear you, Tom. They love the meats. So Tampa Bay up 3-2. Maybe they'll close it out tomorrow. Maybe they won't. Who knows? I'm sure many of you have heard what happened today. Kansas City Chiefs added some potential punch to their running game Thursday as veteran Le'Veon Bell has signed a deal to join the defending Super Bowl champions. Bell, who was released by the Jets earlier this week, agreed to a one-year deal, according to the guru of all NFL information, Adam Schefter. Bell took to Twitter to express his joy. Patrick Mahomes voiced his approval of the move, says, welcome, my brother. Let's get it. Let's get it. Dolores Colbert votes for meats, and Morty Vickers says, Ms. Colbert is a saint. Yeah. Vote for meat is a vote for a quality protein. The Chiefs, who also took to Twitter to welcome Bell to Kansas City, play the Jets in Week 8. Bell will have to go through 5 days of COVID-19 testing before he can join the Chiefs per NFL protocols, so he won't be available to play on Monday when the Chiefs are scheduled to visit the Buffalo Bills. Bell had narrowed his choices down to the Chiefs, Miami Dolphins, and Bills, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. 4-1 Chiefs are 13th in the league in rushing at 119 yards per game and 10th at 4.5 yards per carry, but most of their best work in the running game came in Week 1 when rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire rushed for 138 yards and a touchdown in a victory over the Texans. Since then, Chiefs are 19th in the league in rushing at 108 yards per game and do not have a rushing touchdown from a running back. There you go. Bell, a 3-time Pro Bowl selection, was a disappointment since signing a 4-year, $52.5 million contract last year with the Jets, averaging only 3.3 yards per carry, 51st out of 53 qualifying runners in the NFL during that span. So there you are. In 5 seasons with the Steelers, Bell rushed for 5,336 yards and 35 touchdowns. He also had 312 receptions for 2,660 yards and 7 scores. I got to tell you, I think this is great for the Chiefs, and I also think it's great for Le'Veon Bell because those guys will make him part of the offense, and they will have the players who can do it. Dolores Colbert says he'll have to behave at Kansas City. I think he knows that, and I think he will. Morty Vickers says, thought for sure it was going to be the Chiefs, and Morty did say that, I believe, last night. So I think that's a great move. I'm so happy that happened. I'm a big supporter of the Chiefs. I wouldn't say they're my favorite team, but I do like the way they do things. So big news in the NFL. Le'Veon Bell signing with the Chiefs. Ty Lue has agreed to a 5-year deal to become the next head coach of the LA Clippers. Clippers and Lue's representative in the contract talks, Andy Miller, completed negotiations on a deal just this afternoon. The Clippers' search landed on Lue based on a confidence that his championship pedigree and playoff successes as a head coach in Cleveland, as well as his strong ability to communicate with players, will resonate within a franchise that underachieved in the 2019-2020 season. Lue has had significant support among key Clippers players in the search process. He's replacing Doc Rivers, under whom he served as an assistant last season. The Clippers blew a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference semifinals, losing in 7 games to the Nuggets. So there you go. Chauncey Billups is expected to be a candidate to join Lue's staff with the Clippers, sources said, although he's currently involved in the Indiana Pacers' search for a head coach. Lue won a championship in 2016 as the Cavaliers coach, reaching the NBA Finals in 3 straight years. As a head coach, Lue is 128-83 overall and 41-20 in the playoffs. He also won 2 NBA championships as a player with the Lakers. So there you are. the Clippers finally finding a new coach. Let's get to this story I'm going to lose my nuggets on. Injury Braves, says Dolores Colbert. He's okay now. All right. Did he walk it off? Did he rub some dirt on it? I sure hope so. Anyway, this story just chaps me. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. By the way, bottom of the 6th, LA 1, Atlanta 1, the man on second for the Braves with nobody out. Ravens defensive coordinator Don Wink Martindale expressed anger when the Bengals kicked a field goal late to avoid a shutout in Baltimore's 27-3 victory on Sunday. With Cincinnati trailing 27-0, Bengals coach Zach Taylor chose to kick a 38-yard field goal with 37 seconds left in the game. It marked only the 5th time since the 1970 merger that a team kicked a field goal in the final minute to avoid a shutout, according to ESPN Stats and Information. Asked for his reaction when the Bengals kicked the field goal, Martindale said Thursday he knew what it was because it was awful quiet when I yelled it across the field. There's some people that take that as a victory. We'll see. We'll have plenty to talk about the next time we play them. The next meeting between the Ravens and Bengals is in Week 17 in Cincinnati. Baltimore was within Baltimore was within seconds of its first shutout in 2 years. There have only been 2 other instances in the past 50 years when a team kicked a field goal in the final minute to avoid a shutout while trailing more than 20 points. Hold on a second here. Hello? Yeah. In the middle of my sport. Yeah, I didn't, but I'm in the middle of my sports show right now. No, that's okay. I'm always anxious to talk to the wolf, but I'll call you later. All right, bye. It was not Mike Guido on the phone. It's the wolf. All right. In 1970, Bengals coach Paul Brown chose to kick a field goal in the final minute of a 38-3 loss at the Detroit Lions. In 2006, Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach John Gruden decided to kick a field goal with no time left in a 20-3 loss to the Steelers. Ravens coach John Harbaugh was more diplomatic Monday when addressing the Bengals' meaningless field goal. He said the defense would have loved the shutout, but that it wouldn't have been a factor if Baltimore had stopped Cincinnati on either one of the 4th-and-1 situations on that drive. He said, I guess you have to look at it that way. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, they had 2 4th-and-1s, and all they had to do was stop them. Hey, Rosie's in the house. Get them beans on. No, don't get them beans on. Somebody else can get the beans on. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. So, look, this gets back to something we were talking about another time. And first of all, hey, it's always nice to get a shutout, but you dominated the Bengals. They got a meaningless field goal. What's the deal? What's the big controversy? Why are you so butthurt? It's within the rules. If they wanted to put some points on the board to say, hey, at least we didn't get shut out, more power to them. Block the field goal. Don't let them get close enough for a field goal. You know? What, are they supposed to quit playing? Is a touchdown going to win the game for them or tie it? No. So here, you didn't shut us out. Bam, through the uprights. That's just chicken droppings. I just think that's chicken droppings. You know, and Harbaugh had it right. If we just stopped them on either of the 2 4th-and-1s, they couldn't have kicked a field goal. There you go. End of that story. Please. What the hell? Hey, we want a shutout. I'm butthurt. I'm Wink Martindale. Where was all that defense when you got beat by the Chiefs? Please. Now I hope the Bengals beat them. And I hate the Bengals. I hate the Bengals. Bengals are one of my least favorite teams. Ever. I do like their helmets. I got to say. But other than their helmets, Dolores Colbert says, great sixth inning. Let's see what was happening there. Does anybody, you guys agree with me there? 817-522-39, I guess that's our number to call in. Atlanta scores hold on. Atlanta's up 3-1 now. Nobody out. Man on second. And that's bad news for the Dodgers. Dolores says, forget the Bengals. Only maybe she didn't mean forget. But seriously, who does it? Who says that stuff? Yeah, I don't like that little cheap field goal they got. Did you guys kick a field goal? Well, then shut up. Shut up. Why did you kick your field goal? I guess your field goal was noble and just, but their field goal was evil and bad. Morty Vickers says, I agree. Well, if Morty's in my camp, then I'm right. That's all there is to it. If Morty agrees with me, I'm right. If me and Morty agree on something and you don't agree with Morty and me, well, you're wrong. You're just wrong. I don't know how else to say it. You're just wrong. Hold on. I got to change the channel. All right. Sick NFL players must isolate even if they test negative, according to the NFL. The Falcons have shut down their facility after positive virus test. Browns' Odell Beckham was sent home with an unknown illness. I know what he has. The story says sent home due to a swollen ego. There you go. Dak Prescott is apparently in great spirits and ready to start a comeback after his injury. Just wants everyone to know I'm doing well. He said in a video Instagram on Thursday as he was heading to the doctor to see his leg for the first time since having surgery. Can't thank you enough for your love, your support, your prayers over the last few days. They've been more than overwhelming. Coach Mike McCarthy said, as I found out in my short time here, he's going to challenge any timeline. A source said Prescott is facing 4 to 6 months of rehab. So there you are. McCarthy said Prescott's absence will hit home a little more when they take the practice field for the first time without their starting QB. And he said it's too soon to see how much Prescott can still be involved in terms of helping the team's preparation. So there you go. Dak Prescott on the mend and anxious to get back into playing football the way he does and stuff. So there you are. Odell Beckham sent home with an unknown illness. Let me give you that story. Oh man, this toy just sucks. It just sucks. All right. I hate it. Oh, let's see. Can't wait till they come to Pittsburgh, the Bengals, says Dolores Colbert. Rosie Williams says the Bengals suck. Dolores is laughing, and Rosie says, is expired beer okay to drink? Dolores says, probably not, Rosie. Rosie, I would say no, and I would also say your husband can get you some different beer because it's your birthday. Browns coach Kevin Stephani said Odell Beckham hadn't tested positive for COVID-19, but the team was taking action by keeping him away from practice out of an abundance of caution. Beckham took a COVID-19 test Thursday before leaving, and Stefanski said team would know the results of that by Friday. Browns 4-1 are off to their best start since 1994, and on Sunday will be aiming to defeat the Steelers in Pittsburgh for the first time in 17 years. Beckham has been a huge part of the Browns' hot start. He scored 3 touchdowns in Cleveland's victory over the Dallas Cowboys and has 294 receiving yards on 21 receptions this season. I don't know if I want to go there yet, answered Stefanski when he asked how the Browns would be affected if Beckham can't play in Pittsburgh. He's been a big part of what we do. And if you don't believe me, just ask Odell. He'll tell you. There you go. It's okay. Got a different kind. There we go. Got you your different beer. Say What You Will Radio says ain't going to happen. Here we go. Steelers. I hope so too, because I don't like the Browns, and I don't like Odell Beckham, and I don't like Baker Mayfield. So, bottom of the sixth, LA up 3-1 still. One down, man in scoring position at second base. And there we are. The hated Astros, as we mentioned earlier, won 4-3 today, forcing a game 6. And I hope all their ankles just snap while they get on the elevator at their hotel. I so sincerely hope that. Let's see here. I'll see if there's any other MLB news. We might just check soccer. The international break's over, though, so there'll be none of that nonsense going on. Kershaw's back is better to start game 4 for LA. I don't see that that's doing him a lot of good right now, but there we go. Just that White Sox La Russa story still. The start, they say, could be Clayton Kershaw's most important of his career. I do think, man, the Dodgers got to have this game. If the Braves go up 3-1, can the Dodgers win 3 in a row? I don't know. Rosie Williams says, let's not talk about ankles. What about cankles? Do they count? I hope not. I'm not a fan of the cankle. I suppose I could update you with some MLS action from yesterday evening. There was a lot of it. There's a lot of it. Let's see. These are Cubs. And Loris Colbert says, you know about using Brown Stadium for tornado shelter. Very safe as there is no chance of a touchdown there. I've heard that one a million times, but I didn't see it coming. It's they use Cowboys Stadium for that as well. Major League Soccer. I want the scores, man. Give me the scores. Give me the scores. Oh, I hate this stupid, just this toy. I like my big boy computer. I really do. I like my big boy stuff. Cincinnati beat Cleveland 2-1, shattering Cleveland's hopes for the Supporters' Shield. They took a real hard hit there. Cleveland, just my least favorite Major League Soccer team. New England beat Montreal 3-2 in Montreal. Orlando tied New York City FC 1-1. Another 1-1 tie as Toronto tied New York Red Bulls. A 2-2 tie between DC United and Philadelphia. Houston losing to the expansion Nashville 3-1 in Houston. Miami and Atlanta tied 1-1. Dallas beat SKC 1-0 as Sporting Kansas City continues its Jekyll and Hyde ways. RSL pulling up a big win against Portland in Salt Lake last night. I watched that game. Corey Baird, still a straight-up punk. Vancouver 2, LAFC 1. LAFC is still, I think, 4th in the Western Conference, but they've got to start playing more consistently. That game not really as close as it looked as LA got a penalty in the 83rd minute. San Jose beat the LA Galaxy 4-0 tonight. San Jose either blows somebody out or gets blown out. That's their deal. Minnesota, Chicago postponed. Seattle, Colorado postponed as well. Let's look at the Major League Soccer standings. Score, schedule, tables. There we go. Tables. I don't want that table. I want the Major League Soccer table. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Got angry at the machine. By the way, no Mike Guido on this program tonight. In the Eastern Conference, let's see. Why are the points always way over there? Toronto has a slim 3-point lead over Philadelphia Union. They both played 18 games, followed by the Columbus Crew, who trail by 4 points to Philadelphia, but they do have a game in hand, as does Orlando. Surprise of the year, probably in the Eastern Conference, also with 31 points. New England Revolution with 28, New York City FC with 27, New York Red Bulls 24, Nashville 21, expansion team with a better outcome than most would believe, and they also have 17 games, so they have a game in hand. 3 points could tie them with the Bulls. And then those teams below the playoff mark are the Montreal Impact, Atlanta United FC, which are just imploded after being one of the best teams in the league for the last 2-3 years. Chicago Fire, Inter Miami, FC Cincinnati, and DC United. In the Western Conference, the Seattle Sounders technically are tied on points with the Portland Timbers, but they do have a game in hand. Portland playing 17, Seattle just 16. Sporting Kansas City, for all their Jekyll and Hyde-ness, are in third place with 29 points. LAFC in fourth with 24. FC Dallas also with 24 is in fifth place. Minnesota United FC at 23 and sixth. San Jose Earthquakes they've been streaky, real streaky, but they are in seventh at 23 points. And the Vancouver Whitecaps had the final playoff spot right now with 21 points. The teams below the playoff mark, Real Salt Lake, Colorado Rapids. Colorado Rapids, a little misleading. They've only played 13 games due to some COVID restrictions. Houston Dynamo, and then the LA Galaxy. That's how it looks in Major League Soccer right now. I think there's about 6 games to play for each of the teams, depending. Some of the teams have a game in hand, and blah 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 blah. Braves up now 6-1 in the bottom of the sticks, still one out, man on first. The Dodgers are getting pounded, and they just must have this game. So hopefully the lovely and talented Lynette Miller is not experiencing stress and anxiety. Dolores Colbert says, oh boy, this 6th inning. What's happening, Dolores, and what's happening to the Dodgers? Dolores Colbert says, Dodgers pitcher threw 3 straight strike balls at the plate, but batter hit the 3rd one for another base hit. And they just got to get it together with their bats and their pitching. I mean, they're just the best team in baseball. They did not lose 2 straight games throughout the season. And they got to get it together, man. They really got to get it together. I think that's about all the sports we've got, unless you folks have something you'd like me to look up or talk about. Atlanta pitching must be on. Well, the Atlanta pitching, they don't have a hugely great rotation. I don't know who's on the mound for them tonight. Let me see the box score real quick, because the first 2 nights it was lights out. And many times in baseball playoffs, as you know, they'll send another guy out on short rest because it's the playoffs. But currently on the mound for the Braves, let's see, what the ERA, 5 Ks, 1 earned run, 1 hit. He's pitching a 1-hitter is Bryce Wilson. So, good on him. He's doing his job. Kershaw only went 5 innings. He gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. Through 87 pitches, 52 of those were strikes. Gratterall pitched a third of an inning, 15 pitches, 10 were strikes. His ERA is like 13.5, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Ow. Gonzalez now on the mound for... unless they sub out for him when they need. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on there. That's what's happening. Dolores Colbert says, pitching was great. Braves hitting anyway. Yeah, they are. They are. The Dodgers have given up 10 hits in just those 6 innings. So Dolores says, and the bleeding continues. All right, folks, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. That's about all the sports that's going on. You know, when you get into the Major League Soccer table, you scrape the barrel of the sports. Very much want to wish Rosie Williams a most happy and joyous birthday. Morty Vicker, I'm sure he's going to make sure that happens. Dolores Colbert, always great to see you. Glad you showed up. And Morty wants my picks for MMA this weekend. I'll give you those tomorrow. I'm bad at that, so I'll give you those picks tomorrow. Rosie says pitching wins games. It's always about the pitching. You can have as many big bats as you want. Pitching is the name of the game. That's it. Dolores Colbert says, thank you, Tom. That's going to do it for me tonight. Till tomorrow, I want to wish everybody good night and good sports. And no Mike Guido. Tom Gulley, Sports Spectacular. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, hey, this is Greg here out of Utah.
Greg out of Utah. How you doing,
sir.
Greg? What's going on?
Oh, not great. Watching the Dodgers fall apart again in the postseason.
Yeah, where are you at in Utah?
Cedar City.
Cedar City? Why, that's just down I-15 from Richfield and just north of St. George.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm sitting here in Loa right now.
Are we live right now?
You're live. I was ending the show, but you called in, and so I took your call.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, first thing I want to do is send a birthday shout out to a very good friend of mine, Rosie, who I believe is watching right now.
Oh, I think Rosie.
Happy birthday, Rosie.
Yeah, she might be in the house. Rosie might be in the house. Yeah, she's putting a heart in the chat room for you.
So that being said, it looks like the Dodgers aren't doing too well. I didn't catch your show because I just got home from work, but I wanted to call in.
I appreciate it. You think the Dodgers can come back if they lose tonight?
Yeah, it'll be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, not if their bats only work, 1 inning a game.
Yeah. Well, 1 inning of 4 games, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. For right now, it looks like it's going to be the Rays and the Braves.
It does, and both of those teams have really good pitching right now. It ought to be a pretty good series.
Yeah.
But, the Dodger bats the other night came back pretty hard at the end of the game. We'll see. I mean, they're not out of the woods yet, but they're pretty deep in them. And, of course, the Astros won. I just don't want to see the Astros ever in a World Series again.
Oh, same here.
Rosie,
I was hoping they got beat today, but that didn't happen.
Rosie says you're her brother.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I understand she was a softball player of some accomplishment.
Right. Yeah, she played, I think, a lot during high school.
Yeah. Now, so are you older or younger than her?
I'm younger.
Did you play baseball?
Yeah. I played baseball for like 15 years.
Could she hit your good stuff when she was at the height of her powers?
I never played with her, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I wasn't a very good pitcher. I probably would have beamed her a couple times.
Well, that's what little brothers are supposed to do, right? So you're saying you would have pitched inside on her? Brushed her back?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she would have been scared up there.
Yeah, I bet. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you calling in and wishing Rosie a happy birthday. And certainly feel free to call in anytime. You got any other sports hot sports opinions for the evening?
Maybe with the Le'Veon Bell signing to KC.
Yeah.
They must not have too much faith in Hilaire.
Well,
although he hasn't looked very good. He had one good week, his first week, and hasn't done much since.
Yeah, they're like 19th in the league in rushing since that first week, and they don't have any touchdowns from a running back since that first week either. They're averaging about 109 yards a game, which, I think it's an absolutely fabulous signing for the Chiefs. I really do. I think it's really smart because Bell is an excellent receiver out of the backfield too.
But so is Clyde. And so, you're pretty much, instead of having a 1-2, with the power and the pass catching, now they got pretty much two of the same kind of backs. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, except I think...
But I can see if, Hilaire is not getting the job done.
Yeah. That's where I was going with that. And Bell gets to prove whether he still got it or not. And if he does, then it turns into an amazing signing. I also think that the Chiefs are going to be smarter and better about using Bell than the Jets ever were. Ever.
Well, Adam Gase is about the worst coach left in the league now.
Oh, he is so rotten. He is so terrible.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
So, Bell's definitely got to improve from here.
Yeah. I
was thinking the Titans would have been a good landing spot. You got Derrick Henry, who's pretty much a big rock. He can't catch.
Well, I think you could shake up chicken bones in a cup and throw them on a table and come up with better plays than gas.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Tom. Well, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get back to watching this game and
all right, man.
Put my fat face back on here for a little bit.
Okay. Hey, thanks for calling. If you ever get to Wayne County, give me a shout.
All right. You have a good evening.
You do the same. Take her easy.
Bye.
Oh, it's a happy birthday special guest here on the Tom Gulley Show. It's a good thing I didn't close down my phone lines, which I just did. I'll open them back up if any members of the Rosie Williams fan club would like to call in. But with that being said, on a happy birthday night for Rosie Williams and family, once again, no Mike Guido, and good night and good sports.